square, something pop up in your screen. When you do, Logan, that means we are live.
But you know the shit's fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pin the Gas podcast on this beautiful Two-Wheel Tuesday afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor, and I've been chasing Logan Cunnison around the MotoAmerica paddock, as most everybody else has too. Finally got him to sit down with me, which is an absolute honor. But before we get into this episode is sponsored by Next Level Financial. Take control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial analysis today by Seth Starnes. Dude, he's absolutely an amazing human being to himself, right? And Logan, I say this to everybody: don't spend your hard-earned money on an off-the-rack suit, because for 90% of us, an off-the-rack suit is not going to fit you 100% correctly. When you have a suit that does not fit you correctly, Logan, bro, it causes all kinds of issues on the bike, right? Body position, style. There you go, injuries, right? And I say it all the time, cars are all pumped, man, all kinds of stuff, because you don't have the movements, the mobility, the flexibility, any of that, right? So my recommendation is bisontrack.com. Robert, Tasha, and Carter, some of the most amazing people you're ever going to meet in your life, and they're always there, right? So listen, people, Christmas is coming up. Treat yourself. Buy one for your son, for your wife. I know she's faster than you are, but anyway, this is a whole nother story. Listen, bisontrack.com. Let's freaking go. But ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor again to sit down. Many of you know him as Lit Logan C, but Logan Cunnison, bro, what is up?
What's up?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
On here.
Listen, the absolute honor is all mine, and everybody knows you're RTR Racing. Ryan Snooks, right. So, before we get into your whole journey, man, how did you and RTR and Ryan Snooks, how did all this come together?
So my dad's in the military, and Ryan was in the military as well, but we were doing parking lot drills on base, and him, Ryan, and a few other people showed up, and we're like, hey, you want to train with us? They're like, yeah. And they're like, oh, we have this shop called RTR's right off base. And right after we're done training, we head over there, and that's how we met everyone in the RTR.
And that's where the whole story and journey begins, right? But before we get into that journey, I've met your dad, a bunch of times. And Scott, I know you're listening. Bro, nothing but love. It's always an honor to see you guys out there in the paddock. And so where did your whole journey begin, Logan, at a young age? And how did you get into motorcycles?
So when my dad was I don't remember, but he used to ride on the street. And then some of his buddies brought him into a 24-hour race on a KX65. And that's how he started racing. And when I was 6'7", I got into racing on a little PW.
Right. We all start out on everybody's journey is different, Logan, on how they got into them, right? Mine was, everybody knows, my dad had one. Fell in love at an earliest age when I first seen them. Parents, my mom was always like, no. My dad's like, yes, let's go. But my dad was a fighter pilot, so we moved constantly. But every base we went to, I ended up friends with kids, and thank God every base we went to, kids had motorcycles, right? So I was like you, was a little PW50, and then PW80, and then I remember the first time I was telling my son this, because we just went to big shout out to Carnes Performance in Pennsylvania when I told about my son a 110 for Christmas, right? Many of you know in the paddock, he's ripping and running on this little 50. He's not used to clutch,
50, yeah.
Bro, right? So listen, I got him on with the clutch now, and I get him to sit on it. I'm like, barely release it, feel it when it starts to grab, tippy toes, bring it back in, the whole drill. And I was like, okay, show me what you got. He dumps the clutch, it lunges forward, he falls on the ground, and all right, get up, let's try it again, all that. But listen, we've all been there, right? I remember, and I told Rossi this, Logan, I have never said this. So the first time I went from an automatic to a clutch, almost the same thing happened to me. A buddy was like, look, do this, feel the clutch grab out, this and that. And I thought I was ready, right? Okay, I got this. I was in the driveway. As soon as I dumped that clutch, because I was super excited, I didn't let it out easy. I was just like, wham. And when it did, I wasn't ready for that. Jump forward, and I ended up hitting his mama's car on the side of the door. Yeah, oh man, I was crying. I was like so upset, right? Because I was scared. I knew I was going to get my butt whooped, not only by my parents, but I was afraid of his dad too as well, because he's in the military. They're fighter pilots. So, yeah, needless to say, but we all been there, right? I had aspirations of my son, obviously wanting to be riding motorcycles since he was born, but yeah, he's slowly getting into them and hanging out with you, and everybody else has pushed him, right? Because they see you, dude. He's a huge fan of yours, by the way. He told me to tell you hi. He's in there playing Fortnite, and as everybody knows, he's probably gonna bust up in here sometime and say hi anyway. But he's always talking about you, man. You and your dad and everybody else. It's awesome to see it, right? And love and support that everybody shows everybody's just amazing. But so Logan, your dad gets you a bike because he's a huge fan, right? You start off mini bikes, all that good stuff. What got you into club racing, and then how that transition into MotoAmerica?
So we first started off on the West Coast. That's where we first were. Like we did on the 50s, and then it's a big bore 50 that's to an 88, and then you add a clutch to the 50. And from there, I went from the Ovale 110, which after moving to the East Coast, and then we found SFL. And after that, we went to Wira, and then to the Northern Talent Cup in 22, 23, the first year of MotoAmerica, and then this year, Junior Cup again.
Yeah, it was, obviously I've watched your progression, and you're absolutely amazing, super fast, so smooth. You're very smooth on a motorcycle, which is absolutely, everybody's got their own unique style in the way they approach racing. But as long as I've been in the paddock, and every time I approach you and come around you, no matter what happens, you always have this cool energy about you, right? Which is absolutely a breath of fresh air. It's like you don't get too uptight, too upset, which is very important, right? You got to stay calm, cool, and collected. But that's just the vibe that I get every time I'm around. It's absolutely amazing. Huge fan. So yeah, let's go, Logan. Right? Let's freaking go, bro. So listen, we got some comments coming in. We got Ryan. What is up, Ryan? He says, "Yo, yo, yo, Logan."
What's up, Ryan?
We got Sammy Panera. What is up, my man?
Sammy.
He says, yeah, he's awesome. I met him for the first time at VIR, Azra with my buddy Birch at K-Tech. So yeah, he was actually helping Sammy out. He says, my guy Logan, love that little guy, hometown hero. It's a fact, right? We have another legend in Eddie K. What is up, my dude? He says, my dude. He's talking about
Eddie.
you. Not me, you, right? He says future world champion right there, baby. Absolutely. 110%. Ryan says Mechanicsburg represents hell. Yeah, let's freaking go, man. That's right. That's right. I love it, man. I was actually just in Pennsylvania. Like I said, at Carnes Performance, picking up Rossi's little bike, man. And then we got Shet. I hope I didn't mess that up. I'm so sorry if I did. I'm not very good. He says, Lit Logan. It's awesome. Such a great talent, such a great racer. Enjoy this. Absolutely. And then Ron says, sup, buddy. Can't wait to see what accomplishments this next year. Me too. Listen, I'm going to tell you already what the accomplishment is going to be. It's going to be number one on that top step for sure, right? So So listen, everybody knows you're going from mini bikes and then getting to club racing. Club racing is so relaxed, right? It's you're there obviously to have fun and learn and push the limits, right? And practice and gearing and all, all that good stuff that goes along with it. But when you join MotoAmerica, it's I always refer to as kind of like military style ran, right? Everything's on this strict time schedule, and because there's so much they have going on, right? How did you find that transition going from club racing to MotoAmerica?
Well, it's not really hard because my dad always put that pressure on me. Like, I have to do this at this certain time. And, like, it wasn't really that hard since mini cup was, like, the same.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
it
Yeah.
wasn't really that hard, the transfer.
How did you find your mini cup experience?
Pretty good. It's had some major bike issues during every time. Just couldn't get the bike to settle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always but that's part of racing. That's part of our sport, right? Nothing always goes
Yeah.
the way you plan it to. And when you don't expect it to, that's when everything happens. It's crazy how it works out and the way it comes around full circle. So dude, in 2023, it was absolutely awesome beginning, and then in 2024 you had a great season. Let's talk about the 2024 season, Logan. At the beginning, walk us through, you not step by step for every track, of course, but at the beginning of the season, you and Ryan and your dad and everybody, when you showed up, did you guys have certain expectations that you guys set out for this season?
I really wanted the top 5 every round, but there was some major issues like Brainerd but Road America was one exciting, or Road Atlanta was an exciting one when I was qualifying P1 until I crashed. And then
I was screaming. I was there, right? It was absolutely amazing to see you. On the top, right? It's a good feeling, ain't it? You see an AP when you're like, wait, what? That's me right there, right? Yeah, You belong there, right? And there's a reason why, So like I said, every race weekend, not everything goes as planned, but I rate your season an 8 out of a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you did absolutely amazing, right? You've always progressed. You went faster and faster and faster. And when things didn't go your way and you had issues, like I said a little bit ago, you stayed calm, cool, and collective and still put out that positive energy, which is an absolute awesome thing to see at such a young talent that you are and such a bright future ahead of you, right? To be in that situation and be so positive. Which is freaking, it says a lot about you and your parents and everything, and Ryan and the whole thing. So going into the 2024 season with MotoAmerica, was that your first season with RTR?
No, we did 2023 with them.
Okay. All right. And again, you already told me how you and Ryan and all them meet, and Ryan has a certain aura and energy from him too as well, right? You can't help but love the guy and smile around him. It's that positivity and in his outlook, which is absolutely amazing. And again, the whole team. One of my favorite things to do, Logan, and I say this all the time, is after I make my rounds or whatever, I like to step back and watch, you, your dad, everybody as a team work together when the pressure time comes, because that's how you see how a true team is. Right. They don't show that on TV, so I like to sit back and watch. Isaac said, "Where's your glasses, bro?"
Right.
He says, "Right there, dude. Listen, I wear glasses too. I got my contacts in, so I feel you on that, homie. Yeah, dude, I do. I'm not blind, but yeah, I like to. I remember when I was sitting in school after high school, and I was actually at MMI, and I was sitting in the back, and I'm squinting, going. I was like, man, there's something going on. I went to. I wear glasses, but anyway. Are you going to do any more endurance races next year? Chet wants to know.
Yeah, we're gonna do the 4-hour on a CBR 600. Me and Ryan.
Ryan Wolf.
Snooks.
Snooks, I know. I'm just right. So, but he does a lot of endurance racing too.
Yeah, he was the one that brought us into it.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of endurance racing because it adds a different element than just the solo racing, right? So where everybody don't weigh the same. The body position is not the same. The handlebar, you know, all that good stuff that goes along with it. It's good compromise. And I think it teaches you a lot too. Because when you have something that's not set up specifically for you, you alter your body position to still feel the best and get the best out of the bike and the tires and yada, 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 right? So it adds
It's
a
like
different go ahead.
It's like you're practicing on a different bike every lap because things are changing, and it's just practice.
100%. 100%. Rate your season for me in 2024, Logan.
Probably like the 6-8 area, just because that Brainerd. That's what pisses me off the most.
But listen, you'll come back even stronger because you learned from it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and it happens, bro. It's again, it's part of a racing. Roger says endurance racing is the absolute best. I love it. It is. I think it's man, it teaches you so much and you get so much seat time, right?
Yeah.
And depending on your gas and the way you strategize, it's a whole different world than solo racing for sure. Yeah. Isaac says, come down to Florida in December to train. Make sure you text me.
All right.
He's talking to you, Logan. Hey, absolutely. What do you do for training? Like, what are you doing right now during the off season?
So we're in Georgia right now at SFL training facility. They have a flat track, motocross, all these like tracks, and I've been training here.
I love it. So are you down there? Where at in Georgia? The Herring compound?
No. I don't really remember where it's at. It's like in the middle of nowhere. But like the train with some fast people.
Nice. Are you looking forward to it?
Like Hayden Deegan comes down here. Brianna.
Okay. I love it, man. I love it. Deegan's a freaking legend. Yeah, iron sharpens iron. Eddie, you're right. Eddie says Logan is hitting the flat track this offseason, going to come back faster than ever. Can't wait. I'm a huge advocate of flat track racing. I think it's one of the best ways anybody can train as far as whether you're off-road or asphalt. It teaches you so much. You don't use your front brake, I get it, but the front slide, the rear slide, you're out of control, but you're in control. You're really on that fine line of traction, no traction the whole time, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then when you get on the asphalt and you start to lose that front of that, rear end comes and steps around, it's not that
predictable.
Yeah, it's more predictable and you're expecting it. And Scott, my man, what is up? He says Southern Training Facility. Oh, in Brainbridge, Georgia. I gotcha. Nice. He says, I hear motorcycles out there right now.
Yeah, I think someone's doing some flat track right now.
I love it. It's so I'm in Virginia. I'm about probably 7 hours from where you guys are. The weekend's supposed to be some decent weather. Tomorrow up here it's supposed to rain. I hope it don't rain down there for you guys tomorrow.
It's supposed to rain.
Makes it more fun though.
Yeah.
You like riding in the rain? You like racing in the rain?
Yes. It's a lot of fun.
It teaches you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How much grip you actually have, especially out of rain tires. You're like, man, I got so much grip. And you never thought, right? Because you think of the rain, everything's slick. And you're right, it is to a point. But when you got the proper rain tires on it, again, it's that mentality, right, Logan? That nervousness where you're like, it's going to be slick out here, and then you got there and you start pushing it. You're like, man, you actually run some decent times and learn a lot in the rain too as well. So, in your opinion, bro, what was the best part of your season? Your best race in 2024?
Barber, for sure.
I've never been to Barber.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I plan on going it next year, so we'll see. We'll see if it happens. But Barber, so tell everybody about your Barber race weekend, Logan?
So we started off the weekend after Road Atlanta, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sitting up top. I this is one of my favorite tracks. I done good everywhere here." And first practice, second qualifying, I was P1, and that's what surprised me a lot because I crashed as well. And then qualifying 2, I didn't go out because it was still wet, so I didn't risk it. Still, we took P1 in qualifying. Go out for the race. A lot of people are just pushing each other and then like messing up. Right as I got up front, I just put my head down and they kept messing around and got the win race 1. Race 2 was a more difficult race. I wasn't really expecting. I was like trying to do the same thing, but everyone was staying up close. But I knew on the last 2 laps I had a lead because I knew I was stronger in the last 2 sectors. But ended up pulling up the double.
I love it, man. It was absolutely, I was screaming. It was, thank you for all the emotions. It's always awesome to see my friends do something they always dreamed of doing, you know, stepping on that top boxes. It's such an amazing thing to see, and it's so much confidence, and you feel that burst of energy and that burst of confidence, right? But when things don't go your way, Logan, how do you mentally turn that around?
I try to like go out and push myself and like focus on the things I'm like not doing good on. And
of course, Ryan helps you out a whole lot in that area too,
yeah.
right? Yeah, he's such a great guy. Yeah. So do you, when you prepare for battle, is what I always call it, right? It's like Leonidas preparing to battle all 10,000 Persians, right? There ain't 10,000 bikes on the track, but you know what I'm saying, Logan. When you're out there and things get ready to get serious, 20 minutes, blah, blah, blah. How do you prepare, and do you have any like superstitions you do as far as getting dressed for battle? Left boot on before right boot, socks inside out, which I recommend. Anything like that?
I usually like try to act calm. Like I get really dressed really late. Like try to get everything quick because I'm used to like Weira, and like I was always like the last minute to do everything, and I was used to that. So I always did that. Like there's probably the 5 minutes before the 5-minute board, I was getting dressed, focusing, and it's just how I always been doing stuff.
Do you listen to like any type of music or sing to yourself, or breathing exercises, push-ups, jump up?
Yeah,
you know,
breathing exercises. Sometimes listen to music.
Yeah, I it always helps me. Sometimes I find myself singing to myself on the track, if that makes sense, right? Do you ever find yourself doing that?
I did it once at Barber.
And what song was you singing, Logan?
I don't even remember.
It's always in the moment, right? Yeah, I find myself singing too. It's I guess it's a way I kind of calm my nerves down with all the adrenaline going on and try to stay focused, because it's so easy when you're pushing yourself to become unfocused. I find it's more difficult to stay focused, and everything else around is such a distraction sometimes. But that's also my ADHD. I'm like, ooh, what is that? Ooh, squirrel, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's yeah. Look, Eddie K, he says that Umbrella Girl owes you a kiss for the double W. I love it. I love it. So, Logan, plans for 2025. Can you talk about this yet?
Yeah, we're going to be doing Twins Cup on the RS 660. And then the endurance 4-hour on a CBR 600.
And are you still RTR, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I know you've been riding that Prairie RS 660. Have you ridden the CBR 600? I assume
I rode an old one like 2 years ago, like a 08.
So it's been a while.
Go ahead, that's why I fell in love with the CBR. It had stock suspension, nothing, just bodywork, and it was just so smooth. like there's a video of me almost high siding because there's like water puddles. It like slid out, but once I gave it more gas, it stood itself straight back up.
They're amazing bikes. I mean, you know, back in my era, I mean, they were dominant on the racetrack all over the place. The CBR 600. To me, anytime I jump, I got an RC51. I've had a F2 track bike back in the day. It's something that you can jump on and it inspires a lot of confidence. You really don't have to do a whole lot to it. You know, everybody, of course, you're mandated stuff, your clip-ons, your rear sets, because you got to make it comfortable for you. I always find myself every stock bike that I'm sitting on, I feel like my elbows are in like this, right? I like my clip-ons to be out. So I got to have that leverage, you know, just it's more comfortable to me than feeling like I'm in a tuck all the time. You know what I'm saying? I find like even the stock Ducatis, you know, all the ones I've owned, I've always had to, you know, the stock clip-ons only allow you to freaking, it's not even enough, you know, because it's got that little notch. You got to cut it off or buy some, might as well buy clip-ons at that point. Always got to put them out. Of course, rear sets, make it comfortable for you. But every CBR I've been on, it's always inspired so much confidence. And they're great bikes. I know you're excited about jumping on it, ain't you?
Yeah, really excited.
And when's the first time you're going to ride it?
I think the endurance racing at Road Atlanta. It's right after, between the Barber Round and Road America.
I got you. My plans on is, will you be at Daytona this year?
Yes.
Yeah. My plans are Daytona because I'm supposed to be helping out, a good buddy of mine. So I'll be there with him, helping him out. So you'll see me running around the paddock. And then, of course, I'll do Road Atlanta, Mid-Ohio, Jersey, VIR. Those are my and I'll go to Texas for the MotoGP race, and then I plan on going back out to the UK for BSB again. Because that's my favorite race organization. And I get a lot of shit from my friends in the MotoAmerica. They're like, we don't understand why you're such a big fan of BSB. And it's not because I think that they're better or faster, more talented than any of my friends here. That has nothing to do with it. The main reason why, Logan, I tell everybody this, because they're racing super bikes with hardly any electronics on it. So this is their traction control. Dude, bro, yeah, Cadwell Park's my favorite racetrack in the world. You kidding me right now with the mountain jumps? The most beautiful thing you ever seen. Dude, bro, you got to see it for real in real life. You'd be like, even over than that, Logan, what's going to blow your mind is how narrow the track is. It's
how narrow.
It's absolutely.
I saw Julian
Carrera.
racing, and even on the NSF, it looks skinny.
Oh, it's. So big shout out to Julian Carrera, right, my man, right there, number 40. You guys see him? Yeah, SFL Mini GP in South Florida. You guys hear me talk about him all the time. It's BSB. I think as far as production racing, you know, it's the best series. It's free to watch. Bennett'sBritishSuperBikes.com. But have you ever thought about going overseas and racing too?
So after the Brainerd incident, I didn't know if I was going to be able to be healed enough for the Red Bull Rookie Cup, so we didn't sign up.
Is that something you plan on doing in the future?
Hopefully.
You can do it. 100%.
Yeah.
Go out there and put USA on that number one top step, baby. You got it, right? But I'm talking about outside of Red Bull's Rookie Cup. Like, what is your goals, Logan, in road racing? Where do you see yourself? Like, where do you want to end up? What is your end game?
Well, if I can make the world or Red Bull and like keep going through there, then to that MotoGP line. But if I don't, here like World Superbike area.
I got you. Well, listen, I'm a friend and a huge fan, and whatever envision you have in you, I hope you achieve it 8 times over. Like, if you want to be World Superbike champ, I hope you do it in the 600 Super Sport 2 times, World Superbike 6 times in a row, right? Be that super unobtainian legend of the sport, you know. Yeah, no, I support you 100%. It's exciting. Your future is very, very bright. You got so much talent, and not only that, you have such an amazing people around you all the time in your crew, which is absolutely huge, right? To have people that really believe in you and stand by you, even though you go out there sometimes. Listen, we're all guilty of this. You go out there and you make just a dumb rookie mistake, and they're like, "Bro, but you know better, right? But we love you. But this is, dude, we all do it. I've done it. You do it, dude. Everybody does it, right? Ryan probably still does it to this day, right? So, shoot, even Valentino Rossi, they do it, right? Even at the top level, it's just part of the game. But yeah, man, dude, I'm so excited about Twins Cup next year. Let's go, man. Are you? I know you gotta be.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Everyone's coming back, going up, faster bikes.
Right. And then how do you like the RS 660? I've never had the honor to ride one yet. I want to ride one.
It's really torquey and really stiff. Like, compared to the 400, that 400 flexes everywhere. That RS 660 is like a stiff bike, and it's built purpose, not like the R7, the R8. It's built, but the one issue we're having is motor. We've gone through like 3 motors already.
I got you. It's I don't know what's going on there, right? But I know a lot of my friends, race and ride the RS 660, and yeah, some of them have issues. But to me, man, there's such an amazing piece of artwork and machine. Yeah, when they come out with it, it's like it screams Twins Cup. It's developed for the Twins Cup, right? And now we got obviously Yamaha come out with the new R9, which is a 600, and it's I see the future of road racing going to where the superbikes class is not going to be the main class anymore. I think the 600s are going to end up being the main class, just because there's so many sizes of CCs and stuff in the class, it's just like Super Hooligans. I love Super Hooligans. There's so many different CCs and powers and bikes and that they got to control it all. It's yeah, man. Well, so let me ask you this, Logan. What do you think about bagger racing, man? Would you love to give bagger racing a try?
If I get a ride, then totally yes.
Right? It looks like so much fun, don't it? Our Super Hooligan looks like a lot of fun.
8-ton bikes.
Yeah, right. Carry your lunch around in the saddlebags right after the race. Yeah, pop it open. Yeah, have a picnic right there on the side at the winter circle. That'd be cool. Throwing Red Bulls out to everybody. It's awesome. I freaking love it, man. I love it. So, did you watch MotoGP this year?
Yes, like every race.
Who's your guy in MotoGP?
Well, I'm not like a guy that has a fan, but I'll still go on Marc Marquez and like Pedro Acosta. I'm just like, I stick with the one person that like I knew for the longest.
Baby Jeebus, right? That's what I call Pedro Acosta. Yeah, you know who Logan is. Say what's up, Rossi.
What up? I didn't know you were doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you something after.
Okay, after. Told you he'd pop in here at some point, didn't I? I love it. Matter of fact, hand me that Pedro Acosta picture right there. Yep. Got this at the MotoGP race last year. And it's signed by, well, there's a bunch of people that signed it on the back, but Pedro Acosta actually signed it. I had him sign it too. So, yeah, I like what I call Baby Jeebus, right? That's what we call him. He's absolutely amazing. I like Jack Miller, and there's a lot of people I like. I'm fans of a lot of racers after Rossi retired. I'm not such a fanboy over just one person. I am a fan of so many people. I'm a fan of all my friends that race around the world. You, Logan, Ryan Wolf, Giacomo Monera. all my friends that race, right? Wherever they're racing out in the world, you guys are my favorite. I'd rather show up and buy a Lit Logan, a RTR t-shirt or a hat versus a Pedro Acosta hat or t-shirt because he's made it, right? You want to be there, and I'm your friend, and I want to see you there more than they are, if that makes sense, right? So Andrew Way says the man Logan. Absolutely, Andrew. And then Erica Wolf, absolutely always nothing but love, says Logan and the fam is the best. We spent so much time together this past season between races. Out fam will miss that this coming season. Yeah, so Erica, I hope you guys will be back in MotoAmerica next year, but this is a whole nother conversation. But man, I hope to see you guys next year. If not, I'm gonna have to come where you guys live and knock on your door and get some of that more banana nut bread and all that good. Yes, and that good cooking, because she's always feeding me, and they're absolutely amazing again, Ryan and everybody. I love
especially our Slappy Joe.
Bro, I'm telling you, right? I love our beautiful circus, Logan. It's such an honor. It really is. It's yeah. You meet so many great people and so many family within the paddock, and that's one thing I love about our sport. Go ahead, Logan.
Something crazy. How I met him, the Wolves.
How? At
Summit Point, me and Wolf were racing. I was on the NSF, and he was on a SV 650. We're battling. I was having like major issues with me that weekend, but all nowhere, a deer runs in front of him. He hits the deer, and I had a GoPro, but the footage corrupted. But that's how I met him. I go up to their pit. I was like, the wolves don't gotta always hit the deers. And that was the first time I met him.
And that's where the beautiful friendship started, right? It's absolutely amazing, man. Because everybody, listen, at the end of the day, it is a very competitive sport. It's cutthroat, right? And I feel like the people that can differentiate between friends and being a straight savage, which is what you need to be to win, right? You really do need to be that savage, meaning that when you put on the helmet and that visor goes down, you're my number one enemy. I want to beat you at all costs. But as soon as we come back in, that helmet comes off. We're freaking friends. Let's fire up some steak. Let's crack a beer. Well, you're not old enough yet. Let's have some water and some Gatorade, right? And some Chef Eats, and we're good, you know? It's that love and that friendship and that bond, you know, meaning that if we were at the track, we're on the same bike, and he's like, dude, I really need like a 44th rear 2 sprocket. Do you have one I can use? Yeah, absolutely. And you got to, and you kick my butt. I'm going to come back in and be like, what a race, bro. That was freaking fantastic, right? It's that I feel like you don't get that anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? People want to see each other succeed to that certain extent, which is, again, beautiful in its own way, for sure. Erica says, I feel like almost all the Junior Cup racers were that way this past season. Me too, Erica. Absolutely, you're right. Again, it's I love to see that, you know. Luke Cunnison, you're right. It's like a family. It is a family, not like a family. One thing that I love about watching Logan, and I call him the future, you are a legend, but the future legends, the future champions of our sport, right? Even though you're a champion to me, you're a champion to your parents and all your friends. Is that everybody loves each other. Like I said, again, everybody wants to see everybody succeed, and the friendships you build out of that is just, again, you don't get that nowhere else, you know. It's hard to explain unless people actually in the paddock and they see it and then they feel it, right? Yeah, for sure. So listen, training during the off season, do you do a lot of weightlifting? Are you on a strict diet?
Not really. We've been trying to gain a little bit of weight for the bigger bike, but like we do just like normal workouts, just like get me a little bigger.
Let me ask you this, Logan. This season in 2024, everybody's got that certain competitor that pushes them more than others, right? So, who was the person that pushed you the most in this Junior Cup season, and what did you learn from it, and how are you going to implement that into your step forward in Twins Cup?
That was pretty tough because like in Junior Cup, everyone's right there and like pushing each other. But probably like Levy, because like me and him always battled, and then it's like really hard. Like there's a lot of people.
There is a lot of people. It is, and everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses, right? So, Logan,
Yeah.
where would you classify your most strength on riding?
Like on brakes, like if the bike's getting out of control, I control it pretty well, and in the rain, I'm pretty good in the rain.
Pretty good in the rain, right? So, what'd you think of Mid Ohio in the new repave? Since that was the first time, we've been back in a long time. And before that, did you actually do the track days or whatever it was they had a couple days before that weekend?
No, I wasn't able to. I was still recovering from Brainerd.
I gotcha. So, what'd you think of Mid Ohio?
It's a really nice track. Like the uphill, that got me like it took me 2 sessions to get that thing handled. Because I like ran off the track twice there.
It's a beautiful layout, right? It's great spectator track, and from all my friends that raced it said that it had it strong in its weak points, as a lot of tracks do, right? Because not everybody gets on with every track all the time.
Yeah.
Sammy says, "Love when Luke Cunnison comes over just to say what's up while I'm on pit lane. The whole family is just awesome, man. Absolutely, they are." And said John, "What is up, John?" He says, "Good luck, Logan. Nikki and I are in your corner." Freaking right, man. And Nikki's awesome, right? I met him and his dad. They're absolutely amazing too. Yeah, man, freaking awesome, dude. I'm so pumped for you being in Twins Cup next year, dude. This is gonna be awesome. Absolutely. VIR. We're coming back to VIR. I'm freaking so pumped about that. That's my home track. Have you done VIR before?
I did it once, but the funny thing, going into turn 1, like 12 people crashed in front of me. Every session, like someone would blow their motor, tuck the front, red session, like red flag the session. Every session, like they're crashing the turn 1. Because I would break them, and they would just let go of the brakes, and then
he says, "I'll break them," and everybody's crashing behind me. I don't know what's going on.
we first thought it was the bike. Cause I don't remember what we thought. And we've made a crash compilation of everyone that crashed.
Did you put that up on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it was like a few years ago.
Are you excited to come back to VIR?
Yeah, I like the layout. Like it goes uphill and then like downhill.
Yeah, it's a great track, man. Eddie K says, "Stay in Junior Cup. We don't need more talent." Oh, I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Listen, man, we're 43 minutes into this, almost 44 minutes into this. I'm gonna keep it about an hour. So I want to transition into what's one of my favorite parts of the podcast, where we get to know Lit Logan C, the legend outside of the leathers and the racetrack. I got a couple questions for you. I'll save the rest of the questions for our part 2 of the podcast, which we will absolutely schedule. Sammy says, Eddie K, he's passing you. He's passing everybody, right? So I can't wait. So first question for you is, man, what's for dinner tonight? Or have you already eaten?
I think it's tacos tonight.
It's Taco Tuesday, right? Everybody loves Taco Tuesday. So are you a spicy person? You like spicy food?
Yeah, I like spicy food.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
seasoning.
We'll have to do the one chip challenge together then.
Oh, I did that at at Ridge. All Sandro and Logan Monk did it, they almost were not able to make the race. It was that bad.
Well, we got to do it like on a Sunday after the race, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, I'll get Alessandro back in on it, and everybody else too. Well, I'll do a one chip challenge for sure. It's I love doing that. It's freaking awesome. And I was gonna ask you if you have any pets, but I see your dogs in the background. I try to get my dog to come back here, but yeah, she's being beautiful. She's being anyway. So I'm a huge fan of the Isle of Man TT. Dude, you ever watch like real road racing, the Macau, Northwest of that? Yeah, so you see I got Joey Dunlop right here, and then Giacomo Agostini right here at the TT. Is the TT something that you ever thought about doing? Real road racing?
Not really. I want to do a lap around it, like push it a little, but not like what they do.
I know that's
sometimes
right.
watching them scares me.
It's dude, especially when you're just watching the onboard, it's like I can't even see what's going on. Like this is freaking absolutely insane. You know, it's and listen, Logan, I tell this to everybody, man, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. And if I am, leave a comment down below. But I just see like the motorcycles we have nowadays, the horsepower, dude, we don't need 250 horsepower. We don't need 230 horsepower. You know why I say that? Because all superbike teams and everybody that races at the Isle of Man TT and all these road races and short circuits, they turn down the torque and turn down the horsepower to get the faster lap time, right? So I'd love to see it go back to the old school days where we got 180 at the max, right? And dumb down the electronics, give more of the control back into the riders and make it less of a F1 engineer sport that we see today, especially in MotoGP, right? So
I'm excited for MotoGP in like 27. They're taking away almost every electronics, making the bike smaller CC, doing all that. I'm excited for that.
Me too, buddy. Absolutely me too, right? So let me ask you this, dude, Logan, tell us something we don't know about the legend, Lit Logan C.
I play, like, if I'm not bored or like riding my bike, I'm playing like video games with my brother or just watching YouTube or hang out with my dog outside, running around.
I mean, that's like normal stuff that everybody does, Logan. We all play video games and play with their dogs and hang out with their friends. Tell someone like, I don't like broccoli. I can't stand, I love broccoli, but I'm just giving you an example, right? I hear laughing in the background.
That's my brother.
I know. I bet you he could tell us something. Go ahead. You hate what?
I hate California now.
There you go.
We stay there for like a month. The first day I brought my pedal bike out, like a $2,000 bike. First day I brought it out, stolen. But we found it that same night, so.
Eddie K says he can hang some nasty stoppies on his e-bike. Love it. And then the legend Jordan Uribe. What is up, Jordan? He says, my man, good stuff this year, bro. Can't wait to see you in 2025. Absolutely. Then Ryan Snyder, my man, he said, let's go. What's your worst habit, Logan?
School. Or not, like, sometimes issue with school. Get behind.
Are you homeschooled or do you physically go to school?
Homeschooled.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll forget to do assignment.
I'm sure that's probably one of your most challenging juggling acts as far as racing and having to do all these classes online and homework and stuff too, right?
What's up, Luke?
What is up, my man?
What's up?
What's going on, bud? I love it.
You might have heard me screaming in the background saying,
dude, I did.
City that we're in.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. It's always good to see you too, my man, at the track. Absolutely. So, listen, Logan, PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation. Or I have both, but I play PlayStation more.
What's in the console right now?
I have Ride 5, MX21, MotoGP 24, Ride 4, Ride 3, and then Valentino Rossi, the game.
Yeah, so of course I bought the Valentino Rossi game. It's really not that good. Let's just be honest. It's really not.
I only
Ride
play it for
5.
flat track.
Yeah, I mean me too, but it's kind of
Yeah.
it's not even realistic. It's just it's one of those I get it, you know what I mean? But Ride 5, absolutely.
my.
I play Ride 5 too. So I have to I'll text you my freaking gamer tag. We'll get on there and you can kick my butt, right? But yeah, dude, those games are absolutely. I play those, dude. I also like, dude, Assassin's Creed. Man, I play all kinds of games. My son, I'm watching him play I played Star Wars Outlaws. That's something me and Rist and Greg love to do, right? Star Wars Outlaws. I'm a Star Wars nerd. Are you a Star Wars nerd?
No, not really.
Boo, right? Okay, DC or Marvel?
More Marvel.
What Marvel character would you be?
I don't know. That was a really tough one. But probably Iron Man because he's rich and has the money.
He said Iron Man because he's rich. That's not a superpower, bro. Being rich ain't
That
a
is a
superpower.
superpower. That is his superpower. That's how he got.
Dude, he's like Batman, bro. What are you kidding me with $1 million gadgets, dude? That's what Batman is. It's the same thing. Ryan says he's Doctor Strange. Love it. He also says get a PC, Logan. You know, a bunch of my friends have PCs. Yeah. I heard they're better, but yeah, maybe one day I'll get a PC.
I do have one.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I play more of the complicated games.
I gotcha. I need a new laptop myself, right? But yeah, PC's my buddy has this whole setup. It's like the Matrix. I go over there, it's all these monitors. Dude, yeah, but it's freaking awesome. I'm like in awe. I'm like, dude, let me play that. And then I'm looking around like this because I'm not used to it, right? Because it's like this big, yeah, man, it's freaking amazing. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, Logan. I know school books, all that, blah, blah, blah. But do you listen to the audiobooks?
Not really.
No.
Like I listen to some podcasts. I
What
watch your
podcast do you listen
podcast
to?
every time.
Dude, thank you so much for the love and support, my man. What other podcasts do you listen to?
I forgot what it was called, but I stopped watching them because they stopped posting for a while.
I gotcha. Is it motorcycle related?
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, also the MotoAmerica podcast, yeah. But it was something like it was like amateurs going to pro. Like they did a podcast on how they went from amateur to pro.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of what I know what you're talking about, but I'm trying to think of which one that is. It's been a while since they did anything. Yeah. What's your favorite holiday?
Probably Christmas.
Mine's Halloween.
I haven't done Halloween like the last 3 years, so
I just like to dress up and just jump out and scare everybody, right? Or just be silly. It's fun. It's fun. I like Christmas too. I'm a giver though, so I've always loved Christmas. You know, be jamming the Christmas music and all that, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me!" But I listen to music. Music questions is one of those broad questions. It depends on what you're into, right? But here lately, I've been listening to. I like a lot of jazz music, right, and a lot of Frank Sinatra. Of course, I listen to rock and rap and all that good stuff, depending on the mood you're in. Let me ask you this, Logan. If you had your own private track day, okay, and you can have any 3 people in the world at your private track day, from Valentino Rossi to Johnny Ray to Anthony Gobert, the Go Show. It could even be celebrities, movie stars, friends, family, whoever. What 3 people are you going to invite to your track day?
Marquez, Top Rack, and what's his name? Stoner.
Casey.
Stacy Stoner, yeah.
Casey's a freaking legend, man. He to me, still to this day, he had the most natural riding ability talent I've ever seen. Besides it, but before him was Anthony Gobert, Casey Stoner, and then now Toprak. Toprak's just got this unnatural just feel for everything he jumps on. Right. I'm not saying Mark Marquez don't neither. They're just different in the way that they approach and in the way they do it. Right. But Marquez would be up there too. But yeah, freaking, I hear you, dude. That would be an awesome track day, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So what's your all-time favorite racetrack? One you have raced, and then one that's outside that you have never raced, but it's your favorite that you would always love to.
Raced Barber, but racing next year is going to be Laguna, and I live like 5 hours from there in California, so we always watch World Superbike, MotoAmerica there.
I've been to Laguna Seca. Only one time was in 2005 when MotoGP first come back. That was when Yamaha forked out all that money and, fixed the runoff areas and all that good stuff. It was absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, I have a sign in my garage. It says corkscrew view this way, right? I had to get it, man. I was like, yeah, I'm buying it for sure. Laguna was awesome. It's different, it's the whole atmosphere, the fans, the feeling, the history right behind the track. You go to, I've been to a lot of racetracks, and there's certain ones you show up to. It's just got this history and a certain aura about it. Laguna is absolutely one of those. Another one for me, which is my favorite all-time track, is Cadwell Park, with the mountain jump. It's not just the jump. It's the whole family history. The dad and the two sons on the farm, and it was a dirt bike track layout, and then it progressed, and it's just, and you feel that when you get there, and the original house is still standing, and you can see it. It's and then when you see Ryan Vickers come over that hill and his rear tire 6 foot off the ground, and you're just thinking to yourself, this is not real. Like, this is absolutely amazing, right? It's freaking awesome. Same thing in the Isle of Man TT, dude. I want to go so bad on my bucket list. It's So Andrew Ray has a question for you. He says, what's your end goal in terms of where you want to race?
If I can make it with the Red Bull Rookie Cup, MotoGP, but if I can't, World Superbike.
I love it. So let me ask you this. Lit Logan C has his own superbike team, currently 2025 in MotoAmerica, right? You're not a racer. You're a team owner right now. What manufacturer would you have, and what is the 2 current riders you would put on your bikes? And that could be anybody in the paddock.
Like in MotoAmerica?
In MotoAmerica.
Honda, because it's like a bike that's starting to come up again. And probably Jake Gagne and Josh Herron, because Jake Gagne is a really nice guy, and I know Josh Herron pretty well.
Yeah, they're both absolute legends, right? But they're also 2 complete opposites into the spectrums too, as well. But yeah, absolutely. I forget who I had on there. They asked me that same question. Like, well, who would you pick, Simcoe? I said I would pick Kawasaki because we need Kawasaki superbike team back in the paddock, right?
Oh yeah.
And I would put who did I say? SDK and Brandon Posh. That's who I'd put on the factory Kawasaki team. In the gas, whatever, right? But yeah, that's my 2 current riders that I would put on, and that's who I would do for 2025. So, but I got so many friends in the paddock, dude. If I could afford it, I'd have everybody and wherever they want to be. Where you want to ride? Okay, boom, I got you. Here you go. This is enough to fund your whole season, your bikes and everything. Where you want to go? Cool, boom, let's go. Let's make it happen. So, yeah, I hear you. Well, listen, this has been an absolute honor to finally catch up with the legend Lit Logan C. I've been chasing his butt around the paddock for this whole season and some of last when I met him, like, bro, when you come on the podcast, but I got him down. You guys stay tuned for part 2 because there's still so much more that that we get to talk about. I'm gonna let you end the podcast, but before we do, I just want to say thanks to everybody that tunes in and watches the podcast. I love every single one of you guys and girls. If you haven't yet, please go to all my socials, Podbean, YouTube, all that good stuff, Spotify. Hit that like and subscribe bell. Big shout out to Next Level Financial, BisonTrack.com for all your leather knees. What are you guys doing, right? Big shout out to Chef Eats, dude. If you're not eating Chef Eats, Logan, have you not had Chef Eats yet?
I have. It's really
Dude,
good.
Bro,
Throw it in the
absolutely.
microwave and it's ready.
Bro, thank you. I tell that to everybody. Like, don't bring a grill, don't bring the charcoal. You got a generator, bring a freaking microwave. Get you some Chef Eats.
Yeah.
It's the best freaking meal, and they're healthy. You can get it. Listen, I hear it all the time. You just heard the legend himself say it too. Chef Eats, people. Big shout out to Flying Eyes Optics for all your sunglass needs. SFL Mini GP, South Florida and Jersey. That's where all the legends that we have in MotoAmerica. That's where everybody's coming from. Logan, Posh, Rodeo, the Dreyers, Avery and Ella, Isaac, Avery, Andrew. Man, dude, the list goes on and on and on. Big shout out to my man RD Racing and Jake Marsh out there in BSB. I love you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. To all my vets out there, my buddy Jim has Vet 2 Track. His whole motto is tackling PTSD one lap at a time. It's absolutely an amazing program. So I have any vets out there, vet2track.com. And I tell this slogan to everybody: don't show up to a track day or race weekend with one undersuit. Trust me, it's a high mistake you do not want to make. When I say that, everybody's like, absolutely right. Of course, I'm a Bison ambassador. I love my Bison undersuit. My second favorite is my 64-degree racing, man, from Tate. Absolutely amazing. He sent me a 2-piece custom undersuit, and I freaking love it. So yeah, big shout out to 64-degree racing, Ghetto Customs for your RS660 bodywork. Logan, there you go, right? My man Chris Parrish, dude. If anybody's in the market for some best bodywork out there, everybody can go to big shout out to my man Martin at the Clothing Kings. You guys can go to clothingkings.co.uk and get all your Pending Gas merch out there. So thank you so much, Martin. His clothes are absolutely freaking fantastic and amazing. This is one of his shirts right here. So anybody out there that got that limited run that I had when I brought him here to the United States, you're freaking lucky because I love his clothes. And everybody's like, dude, can I get another shirt? I'm like, yeah. Go to clothingking.co.uk and order you one. It's freaking awesome. The clothes is different, right? And it's just that exclusive. Good stuff, but go there and check them out. Big shout out to BSB Barmy Army. STG, dude. Again, we got to support our locals, Brian and Max Van, absolute legends. So if anybody wants to order any parts, you guys know where to go. Big shout out to Road Racing World and the Road Racing World Fund. It's absolutely imperative you guys go there, sign up, and donate to the air fence. We need it. If we didn't have the air fences, the legend as such as Logan wouldn't be able to show up and get them #1 plates and step on that top of the podium. So go there and donate whatever it is, $10, $20. If you happen to show up during the MotoAmerica weekend, I forget what the minimum donation is. You get a 2-seat up ride with the legend Chris Ulrich. You'll be on the back, and he'll show you what it's really like to go absolutely proper mega fast around the racetrack. Big shout out to Cars Performance. Anybody out here on the East Coast that's looking to buy a motorcycle, UTV, ATV, get some sports tuning done or just maintenance, look no further than Cars Performance out there in Pennsylvania. And if you guys are not in a KYT helmet, I don't know what you're doing, right? You need to get a KYT. Americas are absolutely awesome helmets. And if you're not on K-Tech suspension, so big shout out to Birch and Dakari and Kendall out there at K-Tech. So and Luca Allen's in the house. What is up, Luca? Dude, Logan, did you get a chance to meet the BSB legend Luca Allen when he was at Mid-Ohio?
No. Wait, maybe. I don't remember.
I thought I introduced you to. I could have swore I did. Maybe I didn't. I introduced him to a lot of people, but dude, Luca, what is up, mate? But yeah, so listen, and of course, big shout out to, last but not least, RTR Racing in North Carolina, right? Absolutely amazing. Ryan Snooks, you right here on the East Coast, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, all that. Look no further. Absolutely amazing. They'll transfer your bike to a proper race bike. You can get one from them. You can get all that good stuff. So, yeah, Erica says, I met him. Yes, Erica. Luca's freaking a legend, right? But anyway, listen, Logan, this has been an honor. Before we get off here, tell everybody where they can find you at on all the social medias. Do you have any hats or T-shirts for sale that people can buy to support you too as well?
No, yeah, we're trying to get some.
You should. Absolutely, you should. But tell everybody, Logan, where they can follow you on your social medias, and the next time you're at the track, where they can come and see you live and race and get a picture and an autograph and all that good stuff.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. It's usually under Logan Cunnison, like 58, anything like that.
One last question: where did you get that nickname, Lit Logan C?
So, I was making a new Gmail because I was trying to make a separate one, and it just gave me a random name, and it just made that.
And you was like, "This is it. This is it right here. I like it, man. I like it, man. I like it." Ryan says, "Bring some to Moto Monday when you get some." Yeah, dude. Listen, as soon as you guys get shirts and hats, you let me know. I'll absolutely pay you guys for it to support you. I wear it on my podcast, give you guys all the love and the shout out like I always do anyway, right? But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in. I've been having this issue. I'm like 5 or 6 podcasts behind, pushing them out to Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all that. You guys can go to Podbean, and you can go to my YouTube channel and catch up on all of them. So I've been emailing back and forth with this certain place that I use to format my videos, to extract the MP3 from the video and blah blah, all this behind the scenes stuff, right? So hopefully I'll have that thing sorted out. I've been beating my head against the wall trying to get all this done and figured out. Man, that's one thing that I can't stand, and it makes my anxiety kick in so bad, is when I can't push everything out everywhere. It just, woosah, I need an ice bath, man. That's what I need right now. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for part 2 for the legend himself, Logan Cunnison, MotoAmerica Twins Cup on the Aprilia RS660 with RTR Racing. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Logan, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to say before I hit the end button?
Nope.
Nope, that's it. All right, I like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, see you next time. All right, Logan, hang on, let me end.